guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're having a lovely morning, a lovely afternoon, a lovely evening, wherever you may be in the world. So since I'm just starting out, I thought it'd be a fun video to do a 50 facts about me tag. This used to be like a video a tag that I used to watch a lot to get to know my favorite YouTubers better and to, it just makes everything a bit more personal, and it's not just like watching someone on the screen that you have no idea who it is. So I thought it'd be a fun video to do. I hope you guys enjoy it, and these are in no particular order whatsoever. So yeah, let's get started. Number 1. I was born in Heidelberg, Germany. It's a smaller city up in the south near Munich. And I was raised in California, specifically Palo Alto, the Bay Area, from 2 to 17 by my parents. Most of my life I've spent in the United States. Number 2. I am now 23 years old. My birthday is on the 25th of July. Number 3. Currently, I am finishing my bachelor's degree in practical filmmaking here in the UK. Which brings me to my next fact. I live in the United Kingdom, or the UK as of right now. Number 5. I love old-fashioned things in the sense of I am the type of girl who likes to write letters instead of emails, all of those kinds of things. I mean, not if I have to do something for school or business or that kind of thing. It's just I love to write my friends letters, like the ones I don't keep in touch with that much, or I'm that kind of person, if I go on a trip, I will send you a postcard. So if you get a postcard in your mail, it's most likely from me. That brings me to my next fact. I am a massive photo hoarder, and hoarder in general, but I love pictures. I feel like you always tend to forget things, and everyone, I don't know, like, it's not like I need to take selfies constantly, but I love to have photos of certain times in my life so I can look back on them and just remember that. Like if you keep a memory in a jar, you know that saying where you want to always go back and hold that memory forever. I feel like photos really do that, and then I always remember that time I was in, and that's also why I really like wearing perfumes in certain times of my life so I can smell them and think back on it. I'm just a very nostalgic person and photo hoarder. Number 7, sweet over savory always. If there's pancakes or an omelet on the menu, I will always eat the pancakes, mind you. Number 8, I am a very outgoing extrovert. That being said, I can get very nervous or shy in certain situations. I think when I was younger I was a lot more shy, and so in certain situations I get very nervous and shy, and a lot of people don't tend to see that, but on the inside I'm like, oh my gosh. Which brings me to my next fact. I have generalized anxiety disorder. So socially I'm cool, it's just I like to overthink things. Well, I don't like to, but I do overthink things quite a bit. My favorite color is the color pink. I am a recovered bulimic and pothead. Trust me kids, weed does get addictive. It's psychologically addictive, so if you can't handle substances, don't start. My next fact, I am not baptized, but I do believe in God, and I tend to believe more of Christian values. Although in religion today, I don't think it has evolved so much, so I think that's a whole nother video, but yeah, I do believe in God and more of the Christian values. I have an older brother. I have been blonde since I was 15 and a half. I have never looked back. My natural hair color is like a light brown, dirty blonde. In the winter it gets a bit darker, but it's like a, yeah, light brown, dirty blonde. But I've always wanted platinum hair or this silver hair. Well, kind of silver at the moment, but always been a blonde at heart. The first YouTubers I ever watched were Shane Dawson. This is over 10 years ago. I still watch him. Shane Dawson, Samantha Sherman for beauty. My mom actually isn't the biggest fan of makeup, so I always had to teach myself on YouTube, and Samantha Sherman was like my makeup guru of choice. I mean, that I watched Juicy Star 7 a bit, but I always liked Samantha Sherman. And Fred, of course. Does Fred even still make videos? I don't know. I haven't looked at that in so long. I consider myself bisexual, but I believe most of the time, not discriminating, most of the time you can have a deeper emotional connection with women, and I guess men, it's more of a physical thing. Not always, but most of the time. I love to cook. I love to cook a lot, and I love to bake. When I was younger, I baked all the time, and before I even followed recipes, I would just throw shit together like flour and butter and be like, Mom, eat this, and she'd be like, oh my gosh, and I'm like, this is delicious, and it was terrible. But now I'm actually following recipes, and I think I'm quite good at it. I love languages so much. I currently speak German and English. I took Spanish in high school. I was absolutely rubbish at it, but now I have a girlfriend who speaks Portuguese, and that Spanish really helped me kind of learn the basics of Portuguese. So I really would love to learn Portuguese and French and Russian in the ideal world, but let's start with Portuguese. Guys, I'm editing right now and I completely forgot to add the most important one, which is what everyone knows about me, is that I love Britney Spears. I love her. I know all her music. We have this game when we get drunk where they'll play any song from her, even unreleased, and I will know what song it is and what album. So I'm that kind of crazy fan. And yeah, I've loved her since I was little, and she was my sexual inspiration. Sometimes I think I'm a gay man. But yeah, that's one last fact I had to throw in there. My next fact, I can play the piano. I love ballet so much. I still love watching it on YouTube. I'm that kind of girl who like watches, you know, that video, Counting Calories with Ballerina, or How to Break in Your Point Shoes, or the whole ballet of Sleeping Beauty in the background while I'm cleaning my room. I'm that type of person. I danced till I was 14, but then unfortunately I quit, and I regret it to this day. But ballerinas, ballet dancers, any dancers, you have my utmost respect. You are an athlete. It takes so much time and effort, and I admire that so much. My next fact, I have a different side with everyone, I think. I'm like I said, I am an extrovert, but I also have an introverted side, and with different people I show different sides, but in general I think I have a very big heart, and no matter who I'm with I always try to give that. My favorite alcoholic beverage is red wine, particularly Cabernet Sauvignon, and if I'm going to a bar and I'm not getting wine, I will have a gin and tonic, Bombay gin with elderflower tonic, but the pink gin is good as well from Gordon's. But always a Bombay girl. The past few years, actually, I've just lived in the city. I've lived in Berlin, I've lived in London, and I love the city so much. But ideally, when I'm a bit older and I start a family, I would love to live like in the countryside, even like on a horse ranch. I love horses. I love nature. So I think when I get a bit older, I will definitely move into This is a hard question because I love cats and dogs, but I think I'm a bit more of a cat person. I have a cat in Berlin who I miss so much. His name is Midnight. He's black. He's so cute. I adopted him in California, and we took him when we moved to Berlin. So he holds a very special place in my heart, and I miss him very dearly. My best friend's name is Maya, and my girlfriend's name is Kayla. I have dual citizenship. I have 2 passports. I have an EU passport, Germany, and I have the USA passport since my parents applied when I was still a minor. In the summertime, I get a lot of freckles. Even though I'm super pale, I get so many freckles on my nose, and a lot of people find them cute, and I find them so annoying. I'm extremely pale, very pale. That's why I think the light hair suits me very well, because even though naturally, even in the winter it looks like I have black hair from my roots, the blonde hair, it just looks more natural on me. If I have dark hair, it looks very, I look very washed out and almost emo, and no offense to goth. No, that's very horrible. No offense to anyone who dresses goth or anything, but then I just look very like washed out and does not look good, so yeah. Although I always want to dye my hair black, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see, shall we? I have 1 blue eye and 1 green eye. One of which, well, they're both blue eyes technically on my passport, but one has a lot more green in it. The other one doesn't at all. So I consider myself to have 1 blue eye and 1 green eye. It just sounds cool, you know. It just sounds cool. Next fact, my brother is married, and he's married to a Brazilian, and I'm dating a Brazilian, which is kind of funny because he was dating the Brazilian first, and then I met my girlfriend over a year ago, and I was like, hey bro, I met a Brazilian, and he was like, don't copy me, and I was like, oh my gosh, did not know she was a Brazilian. I went to Brazil in December, and like I said, I love sweet things. So my favorite sweet things in Brazil are the dulce de leche sonhos, and I love these, like, they have them in Brazil shops here, but I don't even know what they're called. They're like chocolate circles, but not they taste like, you know, Betty Crocker, like chocolate icing, if you like get it from the can. It's like you put that in the fridge in like a circle form, and then you put chocolate sprinkles on it. It tastes so good and so sugary and like diabetes in my mouth, but I love it, absolutely love it. Yeah, I already said this, but I took Spanish in high school, and I was very, very bad at it, and I always made the Asian kid who was very smart next to me do my Spanish homework for me, and I would always bring him chocolate to school. And I remember once when I had this oral presentation, I forgot that we had to do that, so I made him write it in like 20 minutes and would like read it in my head before we had to go. And then when I went up to the front and did my very, 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 very horrible oral presentation in Spanish, and I still got a C, so I passed, but yeah, not good memories. So I hope I'm gonna be better at Portuguese. Next fact, I have 4 tattoos. I love to read so much. When I was younger, I was the biggest bookworm. I would always be reading. I would take my books into the bathtub. I love baths too, by the way. I would always take them in the bathtub, and sometimes they would fall in the bathtub, and then my dad would have to take the blow dryer and blow dry them for me. But I love to read, and I'm getting back into it because, you know, once you get older, you don't have enough time for anything. But I'm forcing myself because it's really good to be reading, and especially here in London on the train, you can always take a book with you and just leave your phone in your bag, not leave your phone at home, because I've done that, it's terrible. Next fact, I've never been to Russia, but I would love to visit since it's one of the only places I haven't been. Like, I've been a lot of places, but I'm not saying I've been all over the world, but I've always wanted to go to Russia because I have a lot of Russian friends, and I think it has so much history, especially St. Petersburg, and it's so interesting, and I would just love to go. After I finish studying, I would love to move to Hawaii for a little bit, maybe even do my master's there once I have a bit of money saved up. I think Hawaii is so beautiful, especially the island of Oahu. It's my favorite island, and I think Honolulu is just stunning. I love telling stories so much, especially to my friends, because I have a lot of crazy stories, and I think maybe on YouTube I could do some story times if you guys would be interested in that. I know in front of the camera I'm still a bit nervous, but I think that's just practice makes perfect, and so I keep hitting this with my feet. But I love telling stories. I think I have a lot of crazy stories. I might seem normal and innocent now, but trust me, this girl was very, very bad. My star sign is a Leo. Rawr. I don't know what that was. Forget that. So, I know it's very late into my 50 facts, but I don't think I've ever said my name. My name is Ronja. So in England, everyone says Ronja, and in German it's Ronja, and in America I would always tell them to call me Ronja, so like Sonia, but with an R. It'd be very easy for them to figure it out, because it's spelled actually with a J, so R-O-N-J-A, and so everyone in America would be like, is Ronja here? Is Ronja here? Where is Ronja? And I was mortified as a child. Like, I wanted to change my name. When I got my new passport, renewed it, I was like, Mom, please, like, let me change my fucking name. I hate it. And now I actually really like it. It's just the spelling really fucks people up. That brings me to my next fact. My name on YouTube is Ronnie J. That is a whole other story time that I could get into, but that's what my friends in high school would always call me. And that was my nickname, RJ or Ronnie J. Like Mary Jane, but Ronnie J, yeah. My next fact, I would love to get a cat, and I really want a ragdoll cat. I'm always for adoption over buying, but I think ragdolls are so cute, and I really want one. And I wouldn't go to a breeder, I would get one maybe on Gumtree, someone who's getting rid of their cat or doesn't want their cat anymore or whatever, so it's kind of like adopting, but yeah, I would love a ragdoll cat. or a Dalmatian. I've always wanted a Dalmatian since I was very little, but they need a lot of work and a lot of exercise and a lot of love, so at the moment I cannot have one, but maybe when I live on a farm I will get a Dalmatian. Next fact, I was always the weird kid. In elementary school, middle school, beginning of high school, I was always like the nerd and the, maybe not the nerd, but like eccentric child. Maybe not even that eccentric. Okay, but I was not like a cool kid. Then high school, I was actually very popular, so it's funny how things turn around. This one's actually funny because I've never actually heard anyone talk about this, and you guys, if you are like me, please leave in the comments below. My biggest pet peeve, oh my gosh, I just feel so sick. It's when people wear sandals, you know, in the summer, or like older people wear sandals, not older people, but like, you know, like women, men, whatever, mostly women. When women, young, old, doesn't matter, wear sandals, and you know, you see them on the escalator or you see them walking, and they have like their foot, like the back of their foot, their heel has this like crusty white stuff on it, and it's like they don't ever, I want to put lotion on their freaking foot. I just want to take lotion and rub it on their foot. It annoys me so much. I don't know why. It's such a weird pet peeve to have, but it is my biggest pet peeve, and I see it every day, and it just freaking bothers me. I used to do competitive equestrian horse riding. I would love to be a YouTuber, especially because I think I come from certain experiences that I could maybe help someone else with, or I think I'm very funny. Once I'm not nervous on camera. I think I'm pretty funny, and I think I could maybe make someone's day a bit better, because I always believe you should try to be the person you needed when you were younger, and I would love to be that person for someone else, whether it's just to make their day a little bit better or to maybe help them in a situation. So any requests for videos, put down below. I would love to be that person for you if you don't have someone. Getting sentimental and shit. I'm a very heart over head person. The last few I asked my girlfriend Kayla actually what to put, because you know, you don't really think about yourself that much. I don't know, it was really like a bit difficult thinking about all these facts about me. But the one thing that she hates about me is that I taste my food before swallowing it. So I'll just be eating a pizza, not that I'm chewing with my mouth open, but I'll be eating like a slice of pizza and then be like I will like taste it. I don't even know, like I don't notice that I do this, but apparently I do this a lot. And I like if it's really good, and then I'll swallow it, and it freaking annoys her. I think that's her biggest pet peeve. She also says I'm a doctor, and I don't know. Listen, my father, he studied medicine and chemistry. My mother was a nurse, and she's a therapist now, but I guess my childhood, it was always like which medications to take when I'm sick, what to do when you're sick, what to eat, which is nutritionally the best, all that kind of stuff is like ingrained in my head. So I sometimes mother people around me, and I'm like, oh, take ibuprofen instead of aspirin because you have joint pains and you have inflammation. Take aspirin instead of ibuprofen because you have a headache and will thin your blood and it's so much better for you. All this kind of stuff is like ingrained in my head, and so yeah. The next one and the last fact is, maybe I went a bit over, but it's that I'm a hypochondriac. I always, well, I guess I'm not specifically diagnosed, but I always think I have illnesses that I don't, and I always get freaked out and I always want to go to the doctor to check, but then if I have the drugs at home, I'll take them myself. I don't know. I just get weird about that kind of stuff, and I always think I'm dying. So if I have like a really, like the last 2-3 weeks, I was in bed for 2 weeks literally and had strep throat, which I used to get quite a bit, but it was really bad this time, and it was like my whole tonsil was covered in mucus and looked like it was from another planet, and so painful. And I just kept saying to my girlfriend, I think this is like cancer. I think this is like really bad. I think I'm dying. And obviously it was not, thank God, but I just tend to jump to the worst conclusion, and that's not something healthy, and I should really work on that. Anyways guys, I hope you learned a bit more about me. I hope you found this video a bit enjoyable. I really want to know more about you guys, so if you want to leave any comments down below, I would love to read them, and any video suggestions. Yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely day, and I hope you found this entertaining and not so boring. Have a wonderful day and much love. Bye guys.